Hello, today I just wanted to share with you about a book that I read a couple of months ago that has really stuck with me, and that is Rowan Williams' The Passions of the Soul. The Eastern Christian tradition is filled with theological and spiritual riches. In The Passions of the Soul, Rowan Williams opens up about the great classics of Eastern Christian writing to show how it can help us understand and cope with the ups and downs of modern life. He shows the cost of living in a culture that is theologically and philosophically undernourished, working with a diminished and trivialized picture of the human self. The Eastern tradition teaches us how to develop our self-knowledge and awareness so that we can relate to the world without selfish illusions. Only then can we be ready for our eyes to be open to God and avoid destructive patterns of behaviour. So, in the book, Rowan Williams goes through the 7 deadly sins, which I don't think are talked enough about nowadays. And he expands on them using early Christian writings and talks about how they can be relevant today. The ones that particularly stood out to me were in chapter 4, avarice, lust, and the risks of mercy. So he talks about lust as not only something sexual, but in general seeing people as an object to be used to give you something rather than what you can give to them, and seeing them as a whole person. And in avarice, he talks about it as not just being about money, but as seen as a longing for control. He says control over others, control over one's circumstances, present and future, and control over one's image. And I think this is something I personally struggle with a lot. And he then goes on to counter these deadly sins with the Beatitudes. So in this case, talking about having mercy for others. I just found it super helpful because there's a lot of talk at the moment about what's going on in politics, in society, and this brings it back to what's going on in your own heart. So I would really recommend this book.